Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the SLA Industries 2nd edition role-playing game. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this splatterpunk, noir, sci-fi experience, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about drugs, vehicles, and science friction. Yes, you heard that correctly, science friction. Let's start with combat drugs. They are a huge business. SLA has always prided itself in its ability to get operatives hooked on a range of substances, enhancing the normal capabilities of the average user. While it might stand to reason that frothers form the core customer base, of course, especially given that Iberian culture is the primary inspiration for the current wave of combat narcotics, the reality is a little different, with the spread of combat drug customers ranging from Shakhtars to Ebonites. Even SLA's newest recruits, the Neofront, are waking up to the potential that can come from using some of the harder drugs to offset their natural weak physical attributes. Combat drug usage comes with a price though, with the reality of addiction being all too real. Long-term chronic effects of these narcotics can be devastating to the body. But in a world where life expectancy is short, you may as well live hard. As with recreational drugs, many combat drugs affect the point of view of the taker, making them feel stronger or even invincible. The reality is drug use and misuse will be the death of many operatives. I'm going to give you some examples of these drugs. The more powerful the drug, the more severe the consequences for the mind and body of the user. We have Mind Numb. Mind Numb was originally developed by Naga 7 for the Aethermen program in order to allow their agents a greater resistance to the effects of fear brought about by dream entities. Since its original release, it has found a home in the kit of many operatives who have spent any length of time in the job, helping them to push through the most dire of circumstances. We also have Blindside. This is a brand new release from SLA Industries, hitting outlets late in 912 SD. The drug forces a degree of tunnel vision and a significant kick of synthesized adrenaline to give the user a noticeable boost in apparent speed and reaction time. Then there is Rush. This is SLA's most popular combat drug, less addictive than ultraviolence, but equally beneficial to the combatant using it. Rush enables increased blood flow and a significant boost of adrenaline, combined with the elements of healing agents to allow the user to take the edge off of any damage sustained. Now let's talk about ultraviolence, the most addictive and destructive drug that SLA has ever created. Ultraviolence is a highly concentrated version of Rush, combined with a cocktail of stimulants, hallucinogens, and painkillers to turn the user into a true combat monster. There are also soft drugs. To complement the combat drug range, soft drugs are also a common addition to the operative's loadout. Many of them are also available to the general public. Soft drugs cover everything from the current medical serums and painkillers to detox treatment and brain boosters. These drugs help operatives away from combat to maintain their edge when the going gets tough. While not as addictive as the likes of ultraviolence or Rush, many soft drugs are still easy enough to get hooked on, with some having equally devastating long-term effects on the addict. In this category we have things such as Charmer. Charmer is a recreational party drug, believed to have been originally manufactured by Dark Knight cells out in Cannibal Sector 1, using a mix of stimulants and trace levels of KZ-14, the main contaminant attributed to creating the cannibal race. The drug causes a heightening of the senses and a noticeable increase to social confidence, with a subtle side effect known as Charmer sickness, whereby the user detects sweet scents in otherwise dank and moldy substances, pushing them to drink or lick sewage water and other equally awful substances. Then we have Honesty, a powerful truth serum, commonly used in critical interrogations. Honesty forces the user to tell the truth, making them extremely susceptible to being interrogated and entirely open to the power of suggestion. There's also white noise. Developed under the supervision of Dark Lament, white noise is made exclusively to numb the occurrence of dream demons, the result of an Ebonite becoming too closely attuned to the ebb. Now let's talk about civilian vehicles. A range of civilian spec vehicles are available on Mort, most commonly of those living in suburbia or above. While such vehicles cost more than most operatives can afford, they are available for general sale to those who are able to save up for the significant price tag. All modern vehicles utilize fusion engine technology, removing the need for any solid fuels to be used within the transport industry. So we have things such as the Kalahari motorcycle. The Kalahari is an all-environment motorcycle and one of the most popular operative vehicles ever made. The bike has seen action not only on the streets of Mort, but also off-world and in some of the most inhospitable landscapes ever known. Then we have the Remus Roadster. The Remus is a modified Augustus chassis, using a similar approach to make a two-seat sports vehicle, ideal for someone looking to add some true luxury to their life. Then we have the Romulus Limousine, the stretch version of the Augustus town car. The Romulus is generally reserved for the high-ranking corporate element, or the operative who has more money than sense. The Romulus sports a distinct style and suggests someone of great importance is hidden within. Then we have military vehicles. Mil-spec vehicles are generally reserved for mission issue only, or have price tags so high that only squads with huge sponsorship can have their own. When military vehicles are issued for a VPN, they will often be provided with a trusted driver, whose task is to remain with the vehicle and ensure the ops do not trash it or leave it anywhere that it can be stolen. All military vehicles are well armored and are able to sustain sizable amounts of damage, generally with heavy armor applied to their already significantly bulky chassis. In this category we have things such as the FEN 0227V, Battle Taxi APC, the longest standing military vehicle both on and off world. The Battle Taxi is a huge armored personnel carrier, measuring 9 meters in length. The current Mark V model has been a mainstay in the streets of Mort for as long as anyone can remember. Capable of carrying 10 passengers of almost any size, as well as a dedicated gunner for the Power Reaper turret, the Battle Taxi is the obvious choice for large squads or even larger operatives like Stormers and Shakhtars, or any situation where having a movable wall makes sense. There is also the FEN 3498 Killcopter. Killcopters have gradually replaced all helicopters and airplanes used in the skies of Mort. They have single-handedly become one of FEN's greatest success stories, serving as deployment vehicles, air support, medical evac, and even repurposed as rapid passenger shuttles for execs at head office. We also have the Zenith Patroller motorcycle. This motorcycle is the Shiver organization's primary support vehicle in downtown. A simple yet powerful motorcycle with large wheels and significant armor. The motorcycle is of simple construction with as few moving parts as possible. It is sparsely equipped, being not much more than an armored engine block on 2 wheels. Then we have Science Friction Equipment. Dark Lament is a subsidiary department of SLA Industries, headed by some of the most respected necantropes and Ebonites in the world of progress. Dark Lament creates physical items formed from the ebb itself, an art known as science friction. Over the years, a vast range of tools have been made available to Ebonites to allow them to focus their minds and enhance their use of the different ebb disciplines. While a number of these items have been phased out over the years, the core of the Dark Lament line continues to be the mainstay of equipment for Ebonite operatives on Mort. In this category we have artifacts such as the Death Suit. A Death Suit is the most common item found in the possession of an Ebonite. While there is no requirement to wear one, the benefits granted by the Death Suit are so great that over 99.9% of all Ebonites in the employ of SLA Industries now have their own Death Suit. Thanks to its creation, Ebonites no longer need to wear powered armor, which drastically hampers the Ebb user's ability to draw flux. There's also the Ebb Flintlock. The Ebb Flintlock, as its name suggests, is an arcane-looking flintlock-style pistol, formed from science friction materials and engraved with glyphs designed to enhance the user's channeling of flux when using the blast discipline. We also have the Ebb Sword. The Ebb Sword is a one-handed antique blade encrusted with glyphs. The handle molds itself to the grip of the first Ebonite that holds it, making it unique to the user. The blade of the sword glows in line with the current state of mind of the user, normally blue, green, pink, or red when the Ebonite is in combat. The wielder can use his or her own flux to enhance the damage dealt by this weapon. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about threat analysis, the different dangers and enemies that the operatives will encounter during their missions. When it comes to these drugs, the science friction equipment, the vehicles, they all have a purpose. I only gave you a small sample of these items. When it comes to the drugs, they are powerful and useful, but they will produce very negative side effects and perhaps even cause the death of your character. Concerning vehicles, there aren't that many, but then again, SLA operatives are expected to go into places where vehicles are not practical. Therefore, the vehicles included here cover all of the bases in most situations. Now, concerning the science friction equipment, they are extremely helpful for Ebb users, but most operatives will not spend a single dime on them, of course. They are better off spending their money on less Ebb specialized gear. Thank you for watching this part of the review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending drive-thru RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.